Are you ready for me? Yes. You know, I traveled 2 days to be here. I didn't fly on a broom. I did not fly on a broom. I took 2 planes, including several layovers in Amsterdam, to be here. And I know you will get every single thing God has proposed for you to have. Now, I want you to look at your neighbor with audacity and say, this is how you do it.
This is how you do it.
And we're going to take a couple of affirmations. Can you hear me? Is the right place? And we're going to take a couple of affirmations. And I'm going to play a song after we take that affirmation. I want you to sink your roots downwards and dig your heels and get your diamond. Is that okay? Yes. You didn't come here because you were idle. You didn't come here because you didn't have anything to do. Your presence is an opportunity because for something else you could have, would have, should have done. So I want you to honor yourself in the next 45 minutes as we bring the word God wants us to bring. I want you to not leave here. This is not just a social gathering. Thank God for social gathering. We will network. The food was great, the ambience. But if you leave here with the storm in your soul, then we would have wasted our time. If you leave here with the confusion, you would have wasted our time. If you leave here with the disconnect, you would have wasted your time. If you leave here not knowing what you're going to do in the next 2 years, you would have wasted your time. There are resources in this room. Best believe that some woman has the answer that you need for the next 5 years. Some random woman here has the answer that will unlock your next 5 years. So I want to take 5 affirmations. And so if you are here, you are struggling with your identity. I've shown you how identity should be, right? You see how I went back? Not caring what you think? Yeah. Oh yes. I went back and got introduced the way I want to be introduced. I want you to declare, extra is my default setting.
Extra is my default setting.
I want you to let that sink in. That's all you're like, wow. I want you to say, extra is my default setting.
Extra is my default setting.
I want you to say, my presence is currency.
My presence is currency.
When I show up, money shows up.
When I
show up, value shows up.
When
I walk in, wealth walks in. When I walk in, treasures walk in. Say, I am built to last. I said, I am built to last. I outlast adversity. I thrive. No. Your neighbor doesn't believe you. You don't even sound believable. I now say, I am built to last. I am built to last. I outlast adversity. I thrive. Say, my desires are in full bloom. My desires are in full bloom. I love passionately. I live fearlessly. And I live courageously. My desires are in full bloom. I do not need permission to rise with permission. I give myself permission to rise without permission. I said, I give myself permission to rise without permission. I want you to clap for yourself. Because your spirit said what you said. Then you're going to take it 2 minutes and just, well, I'm going to play a song. You just quiet yourself for 2 minutes. I want you to write while you are here. Why
I take Wix for my business because of its massive.
Why are you here? Somebody invited the board. Why are you here? You write, why am I here and what do I need to get out of this session? Okay? So do you please engage. I'm a teacher. So you write. If you say right, collect pen and write. Why am I here?
Scope for functionality.
Why am I here? I know why I'm here.
Creation.
I'll play one of my songs. You see, I'm showing off again. Forgive me. It's not easy to receive song from God and produce it. My life is a life of obedience. So I wrote that song last year when you gave it to me on Easter. That's why I'm here. Because my life is the simple prayer, make a name for yourself through my life. So I want you to know, why am I here and what will I get out of this? So please do it as we just reflect. And I'm writing too. Why am I here? This is my prayer every single day. God, just make a name for yourself. I don't know what you wrote, but let me share what I wrote with you. I came here to deliver 10 women. I came here to empower 13 women to heal. I came here to give someone a chance to start again. I came here to cause you to begin something that you abandoned that is still part of your divine purpose. I came here to help you redefine what you call shame, divorce, anger, pain, and even change how you see death. That's why I came. Why are you here? I'm going to be speaking on Build to Last. Now the topic that they give me. And in the course of the speaking, you will see some healing. So I want you to open your heart. Because you are what? Built to. And while I was considering this, a couple of things came to my mind. I want us to, let's go to the end. I think the quotes are at the last. My PA, please put your hands together for my PA. She did this. I just gave her this slide this morning. I want us to take a look at some quotes. Just quotes around Build to Last. Just go to the last one. It is our attitude towards events, not the events themselves, which we can control. Our attitude towards events, not the events themselves, which we can control. Nothing is by its own nature calamitous. Even death is terrible only if you fear it. I want you to reflect on some. I have to look for 3 powerful quotes on resilience, on building to last. It's not the event. It's our attitude towards the event that even death can be adjusted with definition. And this is one of the leading philosophers whose word is good. Meaning that you can have 3 people go through exactly the same thing. You turn on the heat, the same bad break, and yet they will have different outcomes. Because somebody's attitude towards the event, they can't control the event, but they can control their attitude. So maybe 2 out of the 3 control their attitude, and one just said, well, even death can be redefined, as painful as it is. Let's take another quote. I want you to consider this. It's your reaction to adversity, not even the adversity itself, that determines how your life story will develop. Meaning that what has happened, but the moving forward, the next chapter, oh my goodness, somebody's already getting healed. The next chapter will be determined by my attitude, meaning that I can be disempowered by what has happened to me, but I can claim my power back in the next chapter by my attitude. You see, that's why there is nothing so bad that cannot be redeemed. If you've worked with me before, or you are in my community, you will hear me say this: I will not suffer 2 times. The suffering that I couldn't control, then the one I can control. I'm like, don't let the devil cheat you twice. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Then you still allow him to take your future? Oh, absolutely not. He breaks your inner child, then you still give your... Absolutely not. He takes your yesterday, then you give him today? Absolutely not. My tomorrow is not for sale, it's mine. Say that to yourself. I'm not selling my tomorrow. You may have taken my yesterday, but today I'm not selling it. So I want us to take the last one. I liked it. It's a quote by Brent Dan Richard. I love that guy. There comes a time in the life of you, those destined for greatness, when we must stand in the mirror and ask ourselves some questions. And the question is, why, having been endowed with the courageous heart of a lion, am I living like a mouse? Ouch. There comes a time you don't even need a coach, cockroach. You don't need a mentor or anybody. You come to the time when you have your own personal epiphany. You look at yourself, say, I don't understand. Is this all? Have the heart of a lion. Why am I living like a mice? Or you ask yourself, is this all? I'm too talented to be broke. Or you say to yourself, is this all? Is my life the sum total of a heartbreak? Am I going to be caged to an X or a Y? That's why I say stop solving for X, EX. They are not solving for you. Why? Am I going to keep solving for EX every single time? You come to the point you stand in front of the mirror and say, this is a lion. But there's a disconnect between who I know to be and who I am exhibiting. I want you to consider, take a screenshot if you want. I didn't want to teach you the slide, but I wanted to honor those that are audio visual. So shout out to my PA in Abuja. I gave her this probably 3 hours and she put this up. So, and that's, you will get to that point. So today I'm sharing on Build to Last. Somebody has already, even this quote already is your someone. That's your deliverance. You don't need anything. If you go home, you are good, but don't go home there. You look at yourself and say, no. I was in that situation a couple of years ago when I was single. How many of you married young? How many of you married as spring chicken? You know, fresh from, they just came to, you didn't even marry. You had nothing to do with the transaction. They came to your father's house and took you. How many of you? They came and just took you. How many of you married as brown roasted turkey? What was it? Okay, so I'm getting uncomfortable now. You didn't marry as spring chicken. You didn't marry as brown. Okay, how did you marry? In between. You know that's are you a boy? No, are you a girl? What are you? Living till or not living till? Let me take the question again. Because this, I'm looking at some people. They are like brown local stuff. No, spring chicken. No. No, what are you? What exactly is the color of the problem here? So should we do it again? How many of you, they just came to your father's house and they took you? 19, 16, 17, 18, 21, under 25. You married before you were 25. Thank you. So you mean at that time you're like, well, they say I should marry, is what people say they should do. And my auntie said yes on my behalf. How many of you became a prayer point and your prayer point became a prayer? Yeah, I'm helping you. How many of you thought you had time? You know you are beautiful. I see you, girl. Are we here? You thought you had time, so you turned down 7 suitors, and suddenly all the suitors had a million and stopped coming. They started believing God. God, if he's like a man, bring him. God, even if he's not a man and he's asked him, bring him. I was there. Relax, okay? You're in good company. Yeah. So I was there. He wants to come from a great home as an evil girl, you know. Men will come. The doctor came out of daycare. I said, no. In fact, no. Then in my mid-20s, they did meeting and stopped coming. Even when we were hinting them, they did not come. Good morning, good afternoon, they didn't see. So I became, my parents didn't pressure me, I pressured me. You know, I pressured. So some of you here are pressuring you. The problem is not them, it's you. It's how you have thought about it. It's your mindset. So I said to myself, there is no time. My goodness, I'm almost 30. This has to happen. I want to testify too. I cannot be the only person that does not testify. I made myself embrace or enlarge the testimony of being found above the testimony of finding myself. People there didn't hear me. I said I magnified the testimony of being found over and above the testimony of finding myself. What that created was an incredible disconnect from inside called dissonance in psychology. And I showed up everywhere with, see me, hold me, touch me. And when you show up with an unsettled state, where anything, including marriage, is not a desire, becomes an obsession, you attract the wrong thing. Because fishermen know that when they want to catch special fish, they are quiet. You don't come and say, hey, the fish will run away. So when you come, hey, you will catch something. It will not be fish. You will catch something. It will not be. It was like a fish. You will catch something that is this tadpole with frog. It will be. You will catch, and that's what happened. So from my 28 till 32, I was catching things. I was catching what? Things. Assorted. Thank you. What is this? Leg. Just legs. So I started attracting people in complicated relationships. Because I had the complication from within. And once they came, even if they were not complicated, they became complicated. The complication in me will what? Moving, walking, beautiful, anointed complication. There was even one. That's why maybe that's why I've not gone to UK. So all the people that have been inviting me to UK, maybe that. It could may not. My epiphany came the day someone introduced me to this gentleman. Say gentleman. And as somebody who, was trying to be interested in a relationship, I returned his call, and it rang, and I heard, welcome to the Nottingham Correctional Center. That's when I looked at it and said, Eden, how did you attract somebody in the jail? Eden, do you know who you are? You are the first daughter of a graduate who made the best. So your mother had masters when you were sleeping. How did you get here? There comes a time when you look at the mirror and having been created to be a lion, you're like, how am I living this? That was one of those moments where I looked and said, what is going on here? And I could have said, oh my God, it's my village people. The men are trash, men are scum. You know those things people say? And they may be trash and scum, but I knew that the problem wasn't them. I asked myself, what is in me that calls out to them? I am the common denominator in this equation. I'm the one that is with me all the time. The rest come and go. What is in you that keeps the things that should not be in you with you? What is in you that causes you to be perpetually in crisis mode? What is in you that makes you godify men and magnify God? Did you get that? Because God is God, the problem is the problem. The problem is not God, and God is not the problem. God is God. The problem is the problem. God is not the problem, and the problem is not God. What is in us that makes us magnify situations and seasons above the sovereignty of God? Built to last. Why do people bounce back and some people get forever stuck? Why do some people get to forever healing but never healed? How come the same storm that came to the zip code on the left, I hit the zip code on the right, and suddenly nobody lives there again? So I want to introduce you to two kinds of people, and you will leave here knowing what kind. But guess what? No matter what side of the divide you find yourself, you can switch sides. Tell your sister, I can switch sides. I'm allowed to switch sides. I am allowed to switch sides. I will not be judged for switching sides. I said I can switch sides. I said there's a way you look at me, I will switch sides now. If they look at you like you are not feeling them, please, you can mute here. Just come some empty chairs here. Because you need somebody. I'm not joking. The fact that you came with that don't mean you need to sit with them. If they are not cooperating in the next 25 minutes with your healing, just move away. You need somebody that can actually break a yoke with you. Is that okay? And the framework is from Matthew 7:24. This framework allows us to see two different people. I call the first set of people the rock stars. Many of you are rock stars. The first set are the rock stars, and the other ones are the sand dunes. Matthew 7:24-27 talks about two categories of builders. But it begins with something will come out of it. So 24 says, and the people marveled at this level of incredible wisdom about people building. And he started what there is a category of people, there is a community, they are in the same WhatsApp group. These people hear and do. And because they hear and do, we call them what? Rock stars. Well, that's my interpretation. They said they built a house on the rock. So I call them rock stars. The rock stars are those who hear and do, not those who will live here and not do. You've heard several speakers, they will learn, it was a great event. And when they ask you, what did you hear? It was really good. What did you learn? Powerful. Describe what you learned in one word. Emoji. Fire, fire, fire. What is fire? You didn't hear. If you didn't hear, what would you do? So those who heard and do, meaning that they put certain things in their toolkit because life will place a demand on every wisdom. You didn't hear me. You will learn something about parents. You will go home, your child will give you that look, then you remember Fina Tuchi's voice. Yeah. You will go on your child and you say, forget what Fina said, I said we beat you now. You will go and say, forget about the make a name for you. Make a name, I will make a face for you now. Life will always place a demand on the wisdom you've accumulated. Let's write that down. That's a good thing. Don't judge it. That's it down. All right. Because the rock stars hear and do, life will always place a demand on your elevated wisdom. Life will always place a demand on the new wisdom. Life will always place a demand on the thing you have learned or learned. Life is always coming to test what you say you are, to test who you say you are, to test where you said you've been. Life will test your intimacy with God. Life will test your authority. Life will test your values. It's tested your New Year resolution. How many are you still doing? I'm just asking. How many? You said you read out how many books? Which one have you read? Walk out. And some say, let me clarify. When I say walk out, I mean I'm walking out on the door. I didn't mean the other walk out. Life will test every resolve. Life will test that shift you said, I will forgive more, I will love more, I will put myself out there to find love again. But you're on the couch watching Netflix, Korean movie throughout the weekend. I don't know how you find love like that. You said that finding love was important, so you will attend events. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you didn't have any shift. Korean movie. You can see them, they cannot see you. That's the problem. There's no dialogue, it's wrong. No. Life will place a demand on everything. The quiet conversations in your soul. What you said you will do in 2025. How you said you will be. The new version of you that you said this version is my 2025 version. Long after your vision has ended. Long after the New Year resolutions. Where are we? You promised yourself that you become the curse breaker for your children since your mommy didn't do it. You promised yourself since your mother was wonderful, but she lived a limited life that you'll be limitless. It's the limitless version of you. Life will always test what you said. And the greatest integrity, self-integrity, doing the things nobody heard you say you would do. The one that in the quietness of your soul, when you were kneeling down, you said, God, if you save me, I will. If you help me, I will. Just help me this one more time. The one more time, you said in 2018. If I survive the pandemic, you said in 2024. You are still surviving pandemic of 2020. You said if God heals me, I will. You said it. You prayed, God, if you save me, I will. Just God, this one more time, just make sure it's not this. And it was not. Because if you don't, your children will struggle. Because if you don't, your children will struggle. You know, one of the most powerful things I saw during Fina's session was you're not raising a child, you are healing a generation. You are activating a generation by how you show up, by what you do, by what you don't do. You can't take take all their problems away, but you can make sure that they're not inheriting yours. Oh my goodness, you didn't hear me. I didn't come to cause trouble. I said you may not be able to heal every problem. You can't fix everything, but make sure they're not inheriting the problem from you. My children will not inherit my problem. I'm anointed. And you're looking at me, I'm saying it. Say it. I am anointed, appointed to fix the problem of my generation. Don't you understand? My children will not inherit trauma. I have what it takes to heal of my own trauma. My children will not inherit something. They are not anointed to finish my project. I will finish it. You know what I will leave for my children inheritance? Say I need inheritance. Oh, my woman in my community, I love Tracy. Tracy said, I'm not passing battles. I'm passing batons. Batons, not battles. I'm not passing no single battle. No self-esteem. You know there's low self-esteem, then there's no self-esteem. There's low. There's no. There comes a time. That time I stood up, I said, no. If you continue like this, we'll not only be in crisis, but the next generation will be crisis. And that's why I said no more relationships that time. I said, I win myself of this thing that my soul has come to think that without it I can't live. I said, what is the problem now? I'm not married, I didn't commit crime. Not being married is not illegal. And I said, I used to know who I was. So if I can find that girl again, that's why I don't teach purpose discovery, I teach rediscovering, because life may take some things from you. You knew something before. Somebody died. And you're like, I can't think normal again. Something happened and you lost a part of yourself. Maybe you thought you were a high flyer, but the way your career is going and the human beings, for lack of a better word, that you work with, you are losing yourself and you can find yourself again. And that's what I did. I said, if this thing is too important to make me think I can't live without you, I will turn you into a fasting thing. I fast from relationship. So I fasted off relationships for 3 years. And in those times I asked a simple question, who am I without this? And that's where we are going. Who am I without this? Who are you without this? Who are you without this? So we have the rock stars who hear and do. And the thing between the rock stars and the sand dunes is that they are all in the same experiment. The Bible says that the rock star, 3 things came. Rain fell, wind came, storm came. Someone say rain. Rain. Wind. Storm. Came. The Bible did not say it may came. It came. It's not a God forbid. God forbid is not necessary. It is not descriptive, it's prescriptive. Everyone will have a measure of rain. Everyone will have a measure of storm. Wind. That one is you can go outside there, you feel it. If you can't feel it, it will feel you. Everyone will have it. And that's what, but there was a different category of people, like the women in this room. They were hearers and doers. So they have internalized the wisdom that they needed, that they know that my behavior is my fault. Made me do it. No, he didn't make you do it. You did it. Because the didn't was inside of you. Nobody can bring out what we don't already have. When you know that I have personal responsibility for my joy, I take personal responsibility for my victory, I take personal responsibility for my peace. While people can rile me, but nobody is allowed to permanently sit on the throne of my life without my consent. So nobody can sit on the throne of your life perpetually without your consent. So the rock stars started building, but they built to the right material. They layered wisdom, action, fearing. Then when the wind came, when the storm came, when the rain came, let me tell you what they had. I'm going to deliver it in 3 short frameworks. They had 3 F's. They had the foundation or the founding. Someone write founding. They had the foundation. They also, that's founding. I like it's easy to remember when things right. So they have founding, framing, and finishing. They had founding. That's the foundation. The things that go around Not how you look, not what they did, your values, your routines. Not just intimacy, not just fervency, but consistent routine of intimacy with God. So they have the foundation. But that's not all. They also have the frame. Because foundation alone is not enough. So they have the frame, which is the framing. That's the additional things, your relationships. The people that are in your social circle, the community they are plumbing. So they have the founding, the foundation. They have the framing, the structure. Then they also have the covering, which is what they finishing. They finished well. They are accountable to people. There are people who could call them to order. There are people that they looked up to, people they looked down on, and people they balanced with. That's how rock stars live. Rock stars know that foundation is important. What I'm standing on causes me to withstand. But they also know that framing and structure is important. What I can lean on. But they also know that I gotta be accountable. If I'm a Lord unto myself, then I'm a dangerous person. So the rock stars had that. And let's look at the sand dunes. The same. Sand dunes. They also had what? Foundation with sand. Framing with sand. Covering or finishing with sand. How can you build with the same material? They built with the same wishy-washy material. The Bible says concerning them in 26, the rain came. Say rain.
Rain.
Wind came. Say wind.
Wind.
Say storm came. Storm.
Storm.
Now I want you to picture this. If you see this, you can never unsee this. You can never unsee this. Wind, rain, storm. Wind, rain, storm. The wind, rain, storm. The rain comes to remove the foundation. There's a way to rain. The foundation starts to. The wind comes to topple the framing. There's a way wind will blow. The storm comes to take away the covering. Everything that comes against you is calculated to hit an important area of you. So the difference between the rock stars and the sand dunes is that people knew what they stood on, what they built with, and what covered them. I want to leave you with some very important thoughts. Life is not about what is right, it's about what is left. Think about it. And somebody here, you just got your delivery because you've been obsessed with what is right. It was not right that they came. Is it right that he didn't pay alimony? That's not it. I don't care about that. It's not right what she said. The right what my boss. Life is not about what is right. Life is about what is left. What is left after they didn't do it? What is left after they left? What is left? What is left is what life is about. When everything that you are living on has been taken away from you, who are you is what is left. It is not about what is right. I know that many of you feel that life has all been right. How can I could have those questions? So how can my mom be dead? How can my father be dead? How can I be at this young and not have parents? I want to travel with my mom. Fantastic woman of faith who taught me how to roar. My mother had the audacity to go back to school when I was 7 and had the first and second degree in the University of Lagos. No meaning well. She led our town's union 16 years in a row. I saw leadership. I saw audacity. I saw faith. I saw fashion. Why is she not here? What is right? Why am I not married? Example. I'm married. I'm just saying example. Why am I not married? Why is my this? Why is my that? Oh, why did I have cancer 2 times? What is right? What is right? Is it right that I should have cancer? Is it right that I had 20 rounds of chemo? Is it right? After I survived cancer in 2017, why did I have it again? Is it right? The second time? Am I the only one? Has the cancer gone round? Did the cancer go round? How can I have it 2 times? Why should I have disproportionate boobies? Yeah. Well, is it right? If you dwell on what is right, you will lose what is left. Why am I unmarried? I'm just trying to get like this. Why is it me that this crew came from? What is right? What is right is not as important as what is left. Because the rock stars don't think in terms of what is right. They think in terms of what is left after the wind, the storm, and the rain comes. The other sand dunes are thinking about what is right. Yeah, why did the rain come? Why did it? Life is not about what is left. It's about what is left. One thought. I want you to start thinking that how you build is more important than what you are building. How you're building is more important than what is built. I want you to let it sink. And you will hear my voice in the next coming days when you are like, and you no. The how is more important than the what. God does not want us to barely finish and be linked when we are finished and say, I finished. No, how did you finish? Yeah, but then you finish. No, finishing is not finishing. How did you finish? Then I want to also consider that building again, I'm stressing this because somebody here will take what is left and make it their main focus. Not all the questions about rights and privileges, and it's good that you have them, but it hasn't helped you. Because there's a thin line between expectation and entitlement. Did you hear that? There's a thin line between expectation and entitlement. The cemetery is filled with people who should be alive. There's nothing special we did to live. There's a mother out there who wishes to be here to just have one more hour to have a conversation with their child. So please, can we forget about what is right now and focus on what is left? After they walked out, after they died, after the diagnosis, after the pain, after the dysfunction, what do you have left? After the wind came and the rain came and the storm came, what do you have left? Now, what is left will show you what the real problem is. Because if all you have has been stripped away and you are still standing, best believe that what you are standing on is greater than what is taken away from you. When cancer stripped everything, when I mean everything, it's different that at least when you dress well, nobody knows. That one, if you dress well, they know that you are still not okay. There's no hair, there's no eyelash. What is going on? Now, one day I looked at myself, I was just seeing black. Only my eye was white. And that was the day I defined. I said, no, this is Gorimapa elegance. That day I didn't wear wig. I walked out. I said, the person that will be afraid of me is their problem. I walked out without hair, bald, looking black, and we named it. It's called reframing in coaching. When you take the same speech, you didn't tell a lie. You just choose how you interpret it. I looked at it, I said, this is Gorimapa. Gorimapa is a slang in Nigerian context that means bomb. So I want to leave you here. When you leave here, something will be provoked on the inside. You will have a divine provocation. You will roar again. You will get back to that place. You see that place that I got to, I said, I'm not going to date one foolish person again in my life. That point I said, I'm the kind of person that now cause people in jail. I'm the kind of person that jail people, So there's no man again. I looked at myself, I said, you have two eyes, head, shoulder, my knee, my toe, they all belong to Jesus. And this is, so I fixed the internal thing that attracted those people. And I decided never again. Your guess is as good as mine. I went back to purpose and started dreaming back. Cut back my dream. I said, Eden, he wanted to travel abroad and have an education. And that's exactly what I did. It was abroad I met my husband, not like the others, never married, no baby drama, no baby problem, no problem. No problem. I met the one. This one I didn't even meet him, he chased me. So I had the delight of the chase. Before it's me. If you say how are you, I was if you say hello, I say how are you. Before it's be laughing, I also like that. That's why some of you are not married. After now you will get married. Because your desperation is showing. Tell your neighbor, your desperation is showing. No, if you came with them and you know about them, don't tell them, turn to the other neighbor. I don't want to settle quarrel when you go home. Just tell them, shh, your desperation is showing. They only said, how are you? And you said, I do. Tell them you are worth the chase. It looks like it's your story. The way you are laughing is making me uncomfortable. You are laughing as if you have a file. A backstory, we'll get to see later. Off the camera. How are you? I do my size 10, 16. Your desperation is showing. Your desperation is a repellent for everything you should be magnetic. And that's what was right. Say what? Yeah. Because when you are fine and desperate, you're ugly. No, I didn't mean it like that. What I mean is when you're fine and desperate, you're unfine. They said it, I didn't say it. I want to leave you with this because I don't want to just stir you up and not leave you with things. So consider these readings of roaring. When you want to go back to the sand dune, I want you to say, I no longer live there and go and become a rock star. Number one, think consistency and frequency over. No, some people, it's on the board. Think consistency and frequency over fervency. And I will explain that. The reason why you have not sustained your rock star status is because you have a season of power, a great day, a high, and that's on Monday till the next year. I don't want you to have one eureka moment, one loud, one good break, one massive thing, 1 6-hour powerful prayer where you quake like this, even Elijah is afraid of you. I want you to have a reading of consistency. I want you to have a routine. I don't care that you pray 10 hours. Did you pray the next day? Think intense. You got it. God bless you. Consistency, frequency of any power routine rather than. If you cannot do it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you will go from rockstar to sand dune. That's why I began the expression. This is our second year where women come together every day on Clubhouse to pray at least 1 hour. Because I know that if we don't sustain the momentum, we will go back to the sand dune. Number two, think compassion and conversation over confrontation. Tina, you should copy that one and add it to me. Think compassion and conversation over confrontation. If you think conversation and compassion, confrontation will be reduced. There will be times for confrontation, but you will reduce it to the only confrontation you should have. Many of us have way too much confrontation. That's not how to live. If you think in terms of compassion, and part of compassion is, let me step in your shoes and feel like you. Do that with your children, do that with your stakeholders, do that with your husband, do that with everyone. If you marry compassion, you realize it will change your internal and external language. Number three, think discovery and rediscovery over destination. Destination is not as important as the journey, who you are discovering. What are you doing? Even now you have discovered something. Even the attack is making you discover something. The death is making you discover something. The debt is making you discover something. The job loss is making you discover something. The miscarriage is making you discover. Rediscover. That way you will never waste a season. Even a bad season can make you rediscover. I've never had a wasted season. I've had many dormant seasons. But I'm a firm believer. Say this, that even if I'm not bearing fruit, I'm taking roots. Every season is a win season. Yes. If I'm not able to bear fruit, I'm taking roots. Yes. Because even when I'm not bearing fruit, I'm discovering. If your roots are going down. So think in terms of this life can be excited. When I was too sick to be a mother, a wife, I started writing. That's why I wrote 3 affirmation books in cancer treatment. Because at least the cancer did the breast, didn't do the hand. I can't go, but I was posting on Facebook and I created all the affirmations I created and made them good. You will never have a wasted season. You will never have a suffering bad day. You think in terms of discovery and rediscovery, not just destination, I want to get there. Then number 4, the final row. Think of becoming and evolving rather than begetting. You will get things. But I don't want you to be obsessed about getting things. Who you are becoming is infinitely higher than what you're begetting. So, but you have a new house. You have a new car. You won the grant. Who are you becoming? So I want you to say becoming. Evolving. Over begetting. Now I want to invite you to rise up because I want us to roar now. I want us to roar now. What did you hear? Built to last. Built to last presupposes that after the adversity, the storm, the rain comes, you are still standing. Do you understand? You are still standing because you are hearing and doing, and you have a base. You fortify your foundation. You frame yourself well, and you have a covering. So there is founding, There is framing and there's finishing, because you take the wisdom of God and you saturate. It doesn't matter what life has given you, whether it was right. It's important that you know what is left. And I delivered to you 4 mindsets around what? Roaring. If you don't have power routines, this is the time to find it. One of my power routines is I pray at least 1 hour with a group of women every day, in addition to my own personal prayer time. So if the devil escapes me, it will not escape those women. One of them is running, women from the expressions. Yes, I know that there are women praying for me and praying for them. So think frequency, consistency. You will do something consistent now. You add 1 or 2 things. What is that thing that is replicable, that you can do every day? If you don't have that in, please find it. You should have like 2 or 3. Then I submit to you that there's no sophistication that makes prayer obsolete. Yes. I don't know what theology you use. It's not important to me. But I want you to start taking prayer seriously. I also want you to think in terms of rediscovering. You are forever reinventing yourself. Rather than destination, I want to reach there. No, it's not. Getting there is not the point. The journey is very important too. I want you to think in terms of becoming. Do you know that if you are forever becoming and getting better, the kind of person that someone cut you off in traffic and you rile. Now, someone caught you in traffic and you are not angry because you are becoming. Yes. It's bigger than the house. Do you understand? That the kind of person that falls apart with a phone call, now you get that same phone call and you're like, no, you can't get me. Do you understand? Imagine how I felt when I got the second diagnosis. Think of it for a minute. You know, we can just gloss over it because that's not the subject matter, but just don't put yourself in my shoes. I don't want you there. But imagine how I felt after I testified. God is good. And that's on Facebook, God is a healer. Yeah? See, the greatest mockery is the one nobody can hear. Say, God, he's a healer. He's a healer, okay? And the second diagnosis came in the 5th year. How many of you are in medical practice? The 5th year is the year you tell people that you are NED, no evidence of disease. It didn't even allow me to celebrate God. And the worst thing is that because I'm bold, I took picture in front of MD Anderson and wore one of my designs that said cancelled but not cancelled. So I would go and post. And after I went inside, and I was looking at the picture, I can't post it again. And that's not all, because life said the rain, the wind, and the storm. Sometimes 3 of them come together. The rain will say, wind, come, you are going. Some say, wait for me, let me come. Because in that moment, on January 14, 2022, when the rain, the wind, and the storm came, my mom had died 3 months earlier. We think the wind will say, leave her alone, she just buried her mom. Or the storm will say, I think she just finished burial. My mom, the most important influence in my life, had died. And I still had the second diagnosis. And I remember almost losing my mind, but you know what I said to myself? I said, no, I'm not in cancer treatment, I'm on a wellness journey. I immediately have changed it. So I want to give you 1 minute to roar. You know what you need to roar? Say something to defy that thing you're going through. I want to give you 1 minute, and I can't help you do that. I can only activate you. I don't know what you want to speak to, maybe your health. I don't know what you want to speak to, maybe your money. I want you to roar. Find the word from inside that say, I am living a legacy life. I am going forward, not going forward. I want you to roar. Let it come from you. And if you can't find the words, it's okay to pray in the Holy Ghost. This is your activation. This is the moment where you step into your inheritance. I want you to say, no going back. Addiction ends with me. No going back. I want you to say, I'm worthy. I'm lovable. I am loving. I have love. I attract love. I am worthy to be wealthy. Do you understand? I want you to declare no more sickness. I want you to go to that thing that has limited you and shamed you and say, I am better than this. I am better than. I want you to describe the rest of your 2025. I am built to last. I outclass adversity. I thrive. I am built to last. I am built to last. I see, the devil is louder than you. You are whispering. The devil that is not whispering with you. I want you to roar. 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 I said, I'm denim. I am diamond. And I'm rose. I rise.